welcome to Mamaliez Behind Closed Door with Mamaliez is about sharing our inspiring stories with unconditional love and respect. And tonight I have a special guest. Before I introduce you to my special guest, I just want to let you know about my show tomorrow. Again, with my favorite guest, Dr. Nina Hafiz, who will be coming in to be my special guest all the way from Doha, Qatar. And we're going to talk about all you need to know about depression. So please come in tomorrow at 4 p.m. Malaysia time. All right. So let's talk about our guest today. So today we go behind closed door with Thila Suppiah. She is my fellow popcorner. One of popcorn is one of the authority LinkedIn. They organize classes for us to be an authority in social media, especially in LinkedIn. And they are, I think, more like a business coach for me. So I met Thila there, and I'm very blessed to meet her and have her part of my life. She is works with an MSC company right now, but she's also a founder of People Synergy Asia. She's a speaker, mentor, HR advocate and practitioner, problem diffuser, conflict resolution expert, and a mother of one. She will talk about how my life experiences, including a job loss, kept me positive in a negative situation. I'm so inspired when I read to any of her postings in LinkedIn. It's always giving a nice, warm heart and glow, because she really truly inspires a lot of people to really be themselves. That no matter in what situation they're in, that they can always keep be positive about it, and this lady tonight, she's going to share her story, her life journey, and how she overcome all her challenges to be who she is today. So let's welcome everybody to Thila. Let me see, where is she? Hi, Thila.
Hi. Hi.
Hi. Thank you so much, Thila. You look so beautiful tonight. I love your
Oh,
makeup. I love your hair. Looking so good. Maybe can
thank
you
you.
just maybe share a little bit about yourself and introduce a little bit about yourself today?
Yeah, hi everybody. My name is Thila, and I've been. I think what's important is um, I'm a daughter, I'm a wife, I'm a sister, I'm a mother. Yeah, only then I'm a HR practitioner. So yeah, that's a little bit about me.
That's your number one first, huh?
Mhm.
Mother and a daughter, and then only HR practitioner.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so maybe you can share a little bit of you on about how was your childhood like when you were young. How was your father like? How was your mom like? Your family, your siblings. Maybe share a little bit of yourself first.
Sure, Liz. Well, I was born with a condition. Not many people knows because I rarely share that condition.
Right,
So I was born with a clubbed foot. That means both of my foot was turned inside,
right.
and naturally born like that. So I think that was the biggest uh, issue with me, where I wasn't able to walk. So as a baby, with that kind of condition, and during my time, there was no scanning and all that. So, and my parents actually managed to find an orthopedic specialist to do
Mm.
the surgery. So by the time before I was celebrating my 1 year birthday, I've had multiple surgeries on both of my legs. So both of my legs,
Wow.
each one has about 45 to 50 stitches across.
Wow.
Yeah.
And before you reach 1 year old.
Yes, before I reach, because it's better to do the surgery when you are young and the bone is still soft. So they did
Mm.
the surgery before I was one. So if you ask me, did I feel the pain? I think I sensed the pain through the stories my mom and dad told me. That I used to cry. I used to because I think they cemented my leg. When I was small, to hold the shape. So and it's cement is very hot, so I guess I used to cry all the time. So that
Right.
was the only thing that I ever did was crying. Yeah.
Wow. It must not be easy for both of them to see the pain that the daughter go through. Are you the eldest, or how many siblings do you have?
Yeah, I'm the eldest. I'm the eldest of three siblings. So I have a sister and a brother after me. So yeah, so being the eldest, I think obviously and my dad is the eldest in the family.
Right.
So, and being the eldest to the eldest, so I think there was a lot of anticipation. But of course, when they saw me like that, and all that hospitals, I definitely would say, I mean, at that time, my time was, how many years ago, and for them to decide on doing a surgery for me, as I said, I can never thank my parents enough.
Yeah. 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 So, I mean, your mom, does she work as well, or she takes care of you full time at that time?
She was a housewife, so she took care of me full time, and we have extended family. So I mean, we had my grandma, that means my dad's mom, and my dad's sisters, who were also supporting the family, taking care of me because, yeah, always crying baby, right? Yeah.
I think all babies are crying at that time. When I have my son or my daughter, they're crying all the time also. It's
Mhm.
just I think any parents would know it's never easy, especially to go through that. Yeah. And then growing up, at what age you able to walk? You mentioned to me before.
Um, what I know is I think I had a lot of struggles because number one, they couldn't find the right shoes for me. So I was pretty
Mm,
much wearing cement was what was on my leg for even after my surgery was cemented, and or even after cement they
mm,
actually used to roll those cloth around my leg so that it is
mm,
always straight. So and I went through a lot of physiotherapy to
mm.
walk. So I remember my first pair of shoe when I was 4 years old, a pink color sporty shoe, because the doctor said that he has to wear a closed up shoe because she can't wear those sandal type. Yeah,
Right.
and it was. I think it was difficult to walk, but I think I remember holding my parents' hands. Yeah, so yeah, and I think that was my first beginning of trying to walk, trying to jump, trying to play like other children. Yeah, yeah.
Right. So okay, and then you get to go school after that. How was it in school for you?
Okay. So I think that really gave me a lot of opportunity because I became normal. I became normal.
Right.
It means I could
Mm.
walk like others. I didn't have difficulties. I think the only challenge I had was if I walk too much or if I run too much, my leg will swell. It will swell.
Ah,
um, it will swell because either some of the ligaments are not okay. So what I will need to do is that certain exercises like too much of running and all that I can't do at that time.
right.
But having said that, I was a hockey player, so no excuse.
Ooh, don't play, okay, player. You must be very
Yeah,
fast.
yeah. So I think initially, with the swelling and all, I had to like understand my body, understand what is the pressure, how much pressure I can put, because I'm also a classical Bharatanatyam dancer. So how much pressure
Classical,
I can
what the dancer?
the dance, yeah, Bharatanatyam dance, yes. So needed to know.
Wow,
So
that's
I had
amazing.
I had a normal life. I pretty much had a normal life. I could do all the things. I never thought that. I think at that time I didn't come in to my brain that I can or cannot do. I guess I just wanted to be normal. Yeah.
Yeah. But the
Mhm.
thing is, you don't even know that you were coming from that because you just grew up the way you grew up,
Exactly.
right?
Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely.
And if no one
Absolutely.
tell, if you did not tell anybody today, how were you born? No one will know,
Nobody.
and
Yeah.
nobody will know. Thank you
Absolutely.
for opening up and sharing with us with this. You know,
You're welcome.
like last week I interviewed Date Nora, and she was sharing her story about how she was born with a cleft lip and a palate.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, okay.
So when she
Yeah,
was born, and now if you look at her, no one knew that
exactly.
she had that,
Understand.
and she
Yeah.
had to go through multiple surgeries, to look the way she looked today.
Okay.
And she is a socialite, and some of her socialite friends were saying, why you want to tell everyone the truth, because she wrote a book called Born to Smile, and sharing her own journey, that she was bullied when she was young. She gone through a lot of traumatic experiences, but make her who she is today, her strength. But it took her time to be who she is today, and she learned. So yeah, did you, since you were able to be normal by the time you were in school, you didn't feel any kind, did you feel, how was it school for you, and how was it for you at home in childhood?
Um. Okay. So I guess the other aspect is I was different compared to the rest of my family members. I look different, and I had challenges at home, with family members because I was different, so I was treated differently. When I was in school, I guess in school you have everyone. Everyone is different, yeah.
Yeah.
I would say in school I was very focused on. I was very quiet. I was an introvert, but I love the teachers, so I'm always with the teachers wherever I go because I don't click with the famous group. I don't click with the too much talking group. So I'm like, okay, what do I do? So I click with the teachers.
So you're a teacher's pet.
Yes, I will make sure I wait for the
This
teacher to
year,
come in the bus. Yeah, that's me. One cutting the
how
cake.
old were
That's
you?
me.
How old were you then?
I think the candle says three.
3 years old. Okay.
Three. Yeah, yeah. So that's me, and all my cousins over there. So yeah. So yeah, I thought I thought I was the same like everybody, but people told me that I was different lah. Yeah. So I think that was something stuck for a long time. Yeah.
So when they treat you differently, how did you feel when you were treated differently then? By the Was there expectations? Because I know even in you know in Malay community, right? There's always a certain expectation. Like me, I got married so late at 39, so that's super late for especially Asian community. So um, so I don't know whether that is the same expectations in your family members, because that unfortunately my parents don't have that expectation of me, you know. But I know there are a lot of families who has that kind of certain expectations.
Um, what I can say is that I think I was too young to understand anything. I just wanted to play with everyone, be included in the same community. Like, when you go and go balik kampung, your grandparents' house, so you want to be playing with
Yeah.
your same type of your
Yes.
cousins and all.
Yeah.
But then the cousins always, uh, you know, push me away sometimes, and my aunties, relations, they feel that shouldn't mix with me, and most of the time I'm being asked to like help my grandma, at the kitchen and all that. And of course, when I look back now, I feel that it's a good thing because I know how to manage the kitchen. I know how to do all that. But I always ask myself. I mean, when I was so, you're so young. I always ask why are they doing this to me? What's wrong with me? Yeah. So yeah, I think this is one of the things, and I used to dread going for relatives' wedding, birthday parties, or any kind of gathering that involves meeting with cousins and aunties and uncles, especially on my mom's side. Yeah, because their expectation of how a person should look, I was not there. So I was always like, and then they tunjo, they actually express it, like, you cannot be here, you don't deserve this, so, and it's sad, when I think of it, it's sad because at that time all I will do is I will run to the room, I'll sit down and cry, and then I'll just play with my toys, whatever I have, or read a book, and then so I wasn't sure why am I treated this way, and as I say, I mean, if I can, and for the longest time, I never accepted me as this, I cannot
Yes.
accept. Whenever I see the mirror, I feel very angry.
Wow, really?
Yeah, very angry, and I just
Angry with yourself?
angry with myself, of course, but also angry with I can't change, I my era, it was Paula Abdul, Madonna, and I used to go into the room, I close the door, and sometimes, dance off thinking I'm somebody, from a band, and
Yeah,
a
yeah.
lot of isolation means I isolate myself from humans, my relations, and my family, because it's so difficult to accept me, this me, yeah. So yeah, so yeah, it was tough, it was tough.
Because you felt isolated and rejected and not included.
Yeah, it's like whatever I do, it's not right, whatever I say, it's not right. um yeah, when they are there, I am not supposed to be there. It's like when they're talking something, and you try to get involved, you're like, oh, okay, you don't know what we are talking, so, and then, if suddenly they example, like, it's a very beautiful dress that you see, and that person is wearing it, and if I ask my mom and say I want a similar dress, then the person who's wearing it, or my relation, whoever, say that this will not suit you, this
Oh,
will not suit your color, you know this will not suit your color, so, like, it's like, wow, I mean, um
you
so
hear
what,
these kind of things at what age?
10, 11, 12,
Mm.
yeah. And when it's like, and it's an ongoing battle, it's an ongoing thing, because if you are going to attend such, relatives, and of course when you become sensitive and you cry, they say, alah, sikit cakap sikit pun not sensitive. It's like you need to, like, oh, need to be so strong that whatever they say, you need to, and then, like, the boys will say, oh, she has so many flat tires, she's not going to be able to find baju. These are all my cousins, and you know
Wow.
what I mean. I go through a lot, left, right, center. My uncles, as I said, they don't like to see my face in front. I have to be at the back.
Wow.
So I know I'm not saying anything, but I guess, all this really made me a stronger person, because I totally avoided going for any functions, because, and I know I cannot thrive in that environment, right? Because they keep on pushing you down and telling you all this. So what I do, I thrive where I can thrive. Where can I thrive? I try to do better. What if I can study better? I study better. If I can do the housework better and clean up, and be on my own. So there was a lot of times I was very independent, because my mom, my parents, my brothers and sisters, they are always out, for activities like school holidays. They are always out, kawin,
Mm.
engagement, and all that. So you will never see me anywhere. You will only see me in the house.
Right. So somehow this taught you to be independent on your own, that you
Yeah,
can take care of yourself.
absolutely.
So, okay, so that experience has taught you that. So how about your dad? How was he influencing you, who you are today?
Wow. My dad has been one of the biggest inspiration in my life, I would say, because he never once told me the way I look is bad. Yeah. He has always instilled a lot of values in me. He has really, I would say, yeah, that's my dad. He's always, pushed my boundaries. He's always challenged me on doing better. He's always challenged me on because when he goes for all his charamas and all that, I'm always with him. I see how he speaks, how he carries himself. So that really
Right.
sort of like tells me, I mean, and he knows a lot of. I mean, he's a very knowledgeable man. He never once. I think the best way to put it is that he never raised me as a girl. Lah. He taught me as a guy, as his the son. You know,
So
because
he taught you
my
to be strong. Uh,
Yeah, he taught me to be strong and to be, I would say, very tough. I forgot to mention my first toy. All my sister got a Barbie doll, okay, for her toy lah.
right.
Huh? You know what was my first toy?
What?
Control car with the fixing highway.
Really?
Yeah. So that's my dad. I think he went to Singapore, so he bought from duty free, and he said, "This is for you." And I was like thinking maybe it's a doll makeup set. I don't know. Then when I see, huh, control car, I said, you know what? Yeah. So I think it sort of molded me. I really like, as I say, I dress differently. I dress like a boy. I mean, I'm not a tomboy, but it's more, I guess, it sort of fits my personality, like more tough and all that. And I used to be like my sister's bodyguard, you know. Yeah. So I used to be like my
Wow.
sister's bodyguard.
Do
Yeah.
you think that what your dad was doing was just to, and he knows or aware what you're going through, and
Yes.
he wanted to support you that way to show you that you this the inner strength that you can have.
I would entirely have to agree with you. My dad has five brothers, and all of them love all of us dearly. And of course, me being the eldest, I think they sort of carved a different path for me. They always told me to challenge myself. Every single time, challenge myself. If I'm getting, academically, if I'm getting this much, okay, what's next? What's next? So they've always thought. So whenever I talk to them, I feel really like, very thought provoking. I can do so much more and all that. So I try to be with people who can really nurture me intellectually. Yeah. So that's
Wow,
always my focus. Yeah.
that's amazing to have some five people to guide you since you're young. All your 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 dad's brothers, huh?
Yeah, five, including my father. So it's five brothers, two
Yeah.
sisters. While my mom
Um,
had five sisters, two brothers. So yeah,
oh,
different.
to Bali. Wow, that's amazing. So then you did well in school, and what did you do after that?
Okay, so I have always wanted to be a lawyer. I think there was always something that I wanted to do from small. I actually
Mm,
had three choices, and one was
mm.
lawyer. Second one was to be an archaeologist.
Oh,
Okay,
archaeologist. Okay.
I know it sounds weird, right? Because that job doesn't require me to meet human. I will only have to dig out bones.
Is that why you took wanted to take that? That's so
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah,
Okay.
so dig out bones. And that time, archaeologists, like people don't, and I think I was driven by watching too many Indiana Jones movies. You know, my time was
Oh yeah,
Indiana Jones.
we are the Indiana Jones time.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah. We are,
not
we
Jurassic,
are.
not Jurassic Park, huh? Indiana Jones. So, but I think at that time I decided not to pursue law because I was staying in Ipoh, and litigation was huge in Ipoh. We have many litigation lawyers. So my dad
Mm,
was thinking that if she becomes a lawyer, then she'll have to do litigation. So his mindset was all about very old fashioned thinking lah. Okay, but
mm.
then he decided, okay, you should take up something. I said, what? Then he said you should take up computer science, computer engineering. I was like, huh? Okay. So yeah, so I did computer science. I did my diploma. I finished it.
Right.
I did well. I didn't know why, but I did well. And then after that, I couldn't want to pursue my degree immediately because my sister and my brother were waiting in line also. So I also want to be fair to my dad. So I said, okay, fine. Maybe I'll go back. I'll go and look for a job and see if I can find something that is good. And at that time, there was already demand for junior programmers. Yeah.
Oh.
There was programmer, so I was already doing programming then. So I said, okay.
Mm.
Yeah, so getting the job was very quick. I think I was blessed. Uh, of
So
course,
how
I
did you get
didn't.
the job?
I actually applied. Those days paper, yeah. So go through the
Ah.
paper, and then I applied the job. So I actually got a few offers. I actually went for two, which is Citibank and Western Digital. So I
Mm.
went for the interview for both, and
Mm.
then both also offered me the job. And I decided not to take the Citibank, which was next to the KLCC. At that time, they were just building the KLCC. This is like 26 years
Ah,
ago.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So I was staying with my uncles, and then they were saying that Citibank, maybe not, but I think a multinational would be good for your growth. So I listened to my uncles, my father's brothers. So I was like,
yeah. Of
okay, fine.
course, they are
I
your.
think, yeah.
Yeah.
So I decided to leave the house. I was like barely 21, 22. Yeah, I left. And then, yeah, I left to KL. I took a bag. I left to KL. I started working, but when I started working, I stayed with my uncle because,
Mm.
that would be easy. So I started working, and the job was actually in HR department, supporting the HRIS upgrade into their new system. Yeah,
This one. Wow, that's you.
yeah, that's me. That's me. Yeah.
Okay, so I just want to rewind back. So your childhood, it was pretty hard in terms of coming from the family side, but that challenges that you go through make you stronger. But in school, like you had become a teacher's pet. So because the kids, they're being harsh with you. So they're not being inclusive with you because you look different from them and all that.
Yes.
So you had that kind of environment. How was it is when you start working? Did that, yeah.
Very good question. I was never judged for my looks at all.
Hmm.
Of course, growing up when you're already bullied, right? When you're already bullied, and then you have to like toughen yourself up, right?
Right.
So when you go into an environment where your focus is work, if I hear people talking, but rarely I got bullied at work.
Right.
Rarely I got bullied at work. If it was bullying, I can tell you why. Because I was always in the men's industry as being the only woman most of the time. Okay, it's not for my looks or what. It's more for my capability. So I push myself. So um when I was working in my first company, I think in the environment, I think it was not so much about my looks anymore. It was more about how I can deliver, what can I deliver. So I think the first thing I did was I can see the difference. Like when your
Hmm.
family, like they just put you on the side and push you down. Like in the
Right.
work side, it's like you carry up your hand, you commit to it, you do it. You commit to it, you do it. So it's like
Right.
I was always the go-to option for any issues. So I was sent to I think I remember talking about Indonesia where they had civil war. After that, nobody dared to go there, so they sent me. I went there and I finished the work and I came back. So
Wow.
yeah, so
Hmm.
I think that really helped me in a way that I can get the job done. So it has always been the woman in the like manufacturing, mostly men, right? Those days, yeah. And then I'm always there, interviewing in areas where you've never been before, like Felda, Greek. Who want to go for interview? Me, I will do it. Yeah. Who wants to go to interview in Indonesia? Me, I will do it. Yeah, so this is how I actually sort of really push myself, and that really, macam I suka buat. I really like doing it. I really like learning so much. Yeah.
You take up the challenge where other people won't want to take up,
Yes.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's how you're able to grow yourself.
Yeah. Absolutely. And I think I sort of build trust among the management team that they know that okay, if I send her, the things can be done. So,
Okay.
so even though I told my boss the first time I met him, when he said that, oh, you should know how to learn, you should know how to do HR. And I told him, please don't give me any work that have to do with human being, because I don't know how to talk to human being.
Oh my God. Okay, because you would do it coming in as computer science graduate.
Background.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So her
Yeah.
background, right? How did you go into Western Digital, go into HR? How did that
Um,
come about?
that happens when you have a boss who doesn't listen to you, who keeps asking you to do the things that you don't like talking to people. So there's a lot of things. Example, I've been asked to. It's not that. I mean, in school, I used to know. I was part of the Persatuan Berdebat. I do. Yeah, I do talk, but it's only when I need to talk.
The human interaction
Yeah.
that
So what?
that's not
So what I
comfortable
was,
for you.
yeah, what I was asked to do was, the company also provide employee stock purchase plan to all employees, whether you speak English or you don't speak English. Yeah, so equivalent. So what they needed was they needed somebody who can speak English and Malay, who can interact with the population that doesn't speak in English, help them to sell and buy the shares. So who goes? Me. I do it.
Yeah, okay. I just want to say anyway I almost talking to you so fun. I lupa nak
Oh
cakap
dear.
hello to the audience.
Oh, sorry. Hi, everybody.
Hi everybody. Anyway, just let us know where you're tuning in from, yeah. Whether you KL or KL. Borak dengan
Hi,
Tila,
guys.
I lupa. I lupa pula nak tanya. Okay, we have
Sorry,
here.
sorry.
Hi Radhika. Working environment is always different, right? Rarely you're judged for looks, especially when you don't focus on that anymore, but rather channel your energy to your capabilities and knowledge. And Stanley,
Absolutely.
hi Stanley. Challenging your self limit can lead to a lot of personal growth. Bravo, Thila Suppiah.
Oh,
That's
awesome.
so sweet. Thank you, guys. Okay, Thila, because I remembered also. Okay, from the time because you're not comfortable with interacting with people, and then you somehow force yourself to interact with someone who face into a very traumatic experience by interacting people, and you manage to turn it around to become in HR. That's just odd. So can you remember if there at any point of time that, because okay, your thought process earlier when you were in school, I mean, the confidence was different, right? You didn't
Yes.
feel. What were you saying to yourself at that time you was in school? How were you feeling?
Uh, Liz, I cannot hide things from you, but I have to be honest. There's always been suicidal thought in me. You know, why
Oh,
am I born this way? I want to die. You wouldn't believe there was always, like, I was think like, okay, tomorrow I will die, so I don't have to think about this. Tomorrow I will die. I don't have to think about this. There was never, because you see, self acceptance is very important. I couldn't accept myself, right? And
wow, yeah.
when you go to school, you get trashed, and then you go to your cousin's house, you get trashed. You come back home, and then you get trashed. What do you do? I didn't have a way to. So isolation, of course, is one, but isolation, as you say, a idle mind is a devil's mind, right? So uh, I would say at a very young age, suicidal thoughts was always there for me.
Wow,
You
I'm
know,
sorry you had to go through as a child.
and there was a time I actually did something. Um, I think I was pretty stressed out with all these things. I don't know what medication I took. I still don't know. I was passed out in the bathroom, in the bathroom, while bathing. I passed out, and I was literally pengsan lah.
Mm.
And of course, my mom. I think they found out that I took some pills, some tablets. Not sure what tablets are those, and then I think when I regained consciousness, uh, I guess that was the only time I remembered I did something that I'm not supposed to do. I think I was 14, 15,
Wow.
and I did something I'm not supposed to do, but I did it. If you're asking me, am I ashamed of it? Yes, I am, but I did it, yeah, and I didn't know why I did it. I only knew I just didn't want to exist anymore. Yeah.
Thank you, Tila, for sharing this. I know it's not easy, but you are just amazing. Thank you. And I'm sorry that you have to go through at that age. Must not be easy.
It wasn't because it was so much of hatred. How do you um, how do you deal with so much of hatred? I Every single side there's just hatred. People just hate looking at my
Mm.
face. What can I do? I mean, sorry.
Yeah. It's okay. It's okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what I did.
And as you grew older, when that kind of thoughts disappeared, when did it change? What did you say to yourself? How did you slowly gain your confidence again? And how, when, at what point you accepted you?
Wow. I think it was a very long journey, but every single time I earn a good milestone at work, it just makes me a bit more confident with myself. And then I start buying clothes that fit my size. I found those boutiques, and then uh, dress up, because I think it's part of confidence. I feel. And I had a very strong mentor when I first started working in Western Digital. um, I had some of the very absolute strong directors who really, like, who came to me and said, Tila, I think we can do something. Maybe you can buy this kind of clothes, this kind of clothes. You don't hear that from HR directors. Okay, so my HR director actually told me that, yeah, you can buy this clothes, this is how you should wear. So he really taught me a lot of things. And he said that go get some clothes, change a little bit, you'll be okay. So when I did that, but before that, I don't know. I don't have sense of dressing, lah. Because nobody taught me how to dress up. Okay, so no
Yeah.
sense of dressing. But I learned. I learned, and then I had a very good managers above me
Mm.
who really
Mm.
look. They know that I'm good in my job, right? But they also want to see like a person, a overall holistic person. Yeah. So
Right.
they taught me, like, especially like when I talk to people, how I can, because they put me through a lot of exercises, like, as I told you, I went to Indonesia, I went here, I went there. So all these were exercises for me to learn how to interact better, to present myself better. You see, I mean, I could have done things like surgery and all that, but then I need to know how to use my skills, all I have. And I think
Yeah.
what I did was I was building my personality with
Yeah.
all of these people's guidance. Yeah.
Yeah.
It took me time. Let me tell you, when I first went into meetings, when people look at me, I feel, ayo, I'm so conscious because people can see me and all that, right? But slowly I change. I change is I build my confidence in my work. I build my strength in my work. Thank you. I saw that. And when I build my confidence, it
Hmm.
takes time. It takes time because you see, I'm not an overnight success. It takes time. It took me, I think, the longest. Uh, I think I don't know whether I told you that I was not even thinking of getting married or finding a boy,
Yeah.
right? Remember?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So
So
yeah. So yeah, it took me
it took you
a
a
long
long.
time, long time, long
Okay.
time.
So a long time. So it wasn't like there was one pivotal moment that you say, "Oh, that's it. I don't want to think about myself this way." So, but gradually, you by exposing yourself with good people around you,
Yes.
the environment around you, when you change your environment, yeah, I think that's very
Mm-hmm.
important to have a
Yes.
very nurturing, encouraging, positive environment around you, and it will just bring that in you self love, acceptance, confidence in you.
Yes. Yes. If I were to
Yeah.
stand here and tell you that it's overnight, I don't want to lie. It took me time. I took a lot of time to really look at the mirror and say, I love myself. It took me a lot with all my additional curves, with all whatever that's going on, with all my white hair now. It took me a lot, and I think what I really liked about the whole process was I was learning how to be human. I was learning how to have the feelings, to help people. I was serving people, right, as HR. So when I'm serving
Mm,
people, I need to understand people. But the thing is, I don't even
right,
understand myself, right, at that time.
right, yeah, yeah.
So I was struggling, and of course, most of the time I'll say, please let me do all the Excel spreadsheets. Don't let me in front of human. But people don't listen. My managers never listen to me. You know, so I had to be there outside, listening to people, talking to people. Sometimes when people got attitude problem, I need to change the way I speak to them. So I learned a lot through all the observations I did, and I knew that I cannot use one style. And my style or whatever I am, this person who doesn't want to talk to people, who hates herself, who is very negative, and I used to only wear one color, black,
Wow.
because they said, I don't know, I just wear black, black t-shirt, black pants, black t-shirt, black pants, sport shoes. That's it. That was my
Because they say that is the slimming effect lah, black, right? That's what people say.
yeah. So
So
yeah.
wow. So how was it like from that moment, and then how did you meet your husband? Maybe share a bit of that when you start working. Were
Okay.
you?
So yeah, I was still very much in black pants and black t-shirts. Yeah. And I think I met my husband was actually through my brother. He sort of there were some sites where he found, he connected me and my husband. So we were chatting online. If you ask me what I was doing, I also don't know. I was just chatting because my idea was very fixed. My idea was I will earn money, I'll help my family, I'll help my sister, my brother. After that, I'm going to stay with my family of them. That's it. End of story. I never thought about marriage, all that, because it's already instilled in my mind. You don't deserve to get married. You're not the marriageable type. Yeah, people are not going to come to you to get married to you. So this is all already told to me, right?
And then you
So
somehow believed it yourself, right?
yeah, yeah, absolutely. Because I see all the brides. I see them. I look at myself. Okay, better don't even go there. You know what I mean. And I attended one wedding, and then when they were, and in my sister was about to get married, and she was telling me you should get married first. I said, excuse me, first of all, if I want to get married, I need to find someone first, okay? So I'm not going to stop you. You get married, yeah? So of course there was another, sniggering remark, see, she can't get somebody, so she has to let her sister get married. But it didn't hurt me because I was already immune to all these talks. So I was chatting with this person over the other side, just like how I chat, and I was in an automotive company and I work with men, right? So
Right.
black t-shirt, black jeans, and just chatting away. And then he said he wants to meet. When he wants to meet, I was like, okay, what do? I called my mom. I said, Mom, this guy wants to meet me. What do you think? Should I go? Can you imagine? I'm asking my mother permission to go and meet for a date. Memang bengong betul lah. And then
Anak yang soleha, we call it.
anak soleha ke anak tembok ke, I pun tak tahulah. So and then I went to see him. We met at a restaurant. I need to tell you this funny part. As we were about to he told me we will get married in 2 years. Okay, as we were about to sit down, not even saying hi, hello, he said we will get married in 2 years. Okay, so hearing that from somebody you have never met before, what will you do? So you know what happened to me? I actually fell off the chair. Okay, I explain. The reason why I fell off the chair, I think, is because the unstable ground lah. But of course, if you ask my husband, he would say that, oh no, because he asked me to get married. So the answer to him, after I regained composure, I sat down and I said no. Okay, I said no because it was I don't know what to think of it. Um, I don't know what to think of it. I don't know what to summarize out of it. Never had a marriage idea plan, but he never gave up on me. I think one say trait I really like about him. He always will call me and ask me, have you taken your lunch? Have you taken your dinner? And then I will scold him. I say, even if you ask or you don't ask, I will still eat. Yet he tahan, and I'm a very aggressive character, so I was very rude with him. But I think he never gave up on me lah. Yeah. So I think we met like 21 years ago, and we've been married now for 15 years.
So you're saying that, were you deliberately trying to push him away at that time by being rude to him? What do you think?
I think I wasn't. I don't know what. I mean, can you imagine somebody comes to you and just sit in front of you and then says we'll get married in 2 years? Yeah, and this person who comes is 6'1", okay, tall, dark, handsome. Yeah, definitely. Is it suddenly comes and says want to get married to you? And I'm like, huh? Excuse me, what? It never crossed my mind. Yeah, it never crossed my mind, and I wasn't.
This one tall, handsome, tinggi.
Sekarang dah boroi. Sekarang dah boroi.
Itu semua dah boroi.
So yeah, Liz, I memang lah, when you don't think of anything and then you know, so I guess yeah, I decided to not pursue with messaging, talking to him. I immediately stopped because I wasn't sure whether what he wanted is real or not. Because as I told everybody, same, I cannot get married. I cannot. So yeah.
So you convinced yourself that you're not marriageable at that time.
Yes, you're absolutely. I'm not worthy of love. I'm not marriageable. I'm not beautiful in and out. I'm useless. I'm not good enough. I'm worthless. I'm everything. Yeah.
So what changed? What changed? Is it from his persistence that, and then what convinced you? Hey, yeah, I'm worthy, to be loved and have a 21-year-old marriage now. Yeah, what changed from at that point that you agreed to marry with him? What changed? At
Um,
what point you felt, yeah, oh yeah.
okay, so I guess to answer that, I think he never gave up. I think he was direct and to the point from day one. He mentioned whatever he said is what he wanted to do. Some people say it and then they are not sure, they take it back and all that. He never took anything back, and that sort of right. And then he was always there. I treat him like shit, he's always there. Yeah, whenever he calls me, I blast him on the phone, he's always there. And whenever I have issues, when I call him, he's always there. So I guess that sort of also got me thinking maybe I should also change the way I speak to people, because not everybody can. That's why some people used to tell me, I don't know how your husband put up with you. Okay. So I think what changed is the confidence he gives in me, that he is there,
Mm,
and he
that's
genuinely loves me unconditionally. Yeah, that one. And at that time, I didn't realize this unconditional part lah kan. Sekarang, yeah, I see that. Yeah, but he's a man of very few words. The first word that he said that made me fall off the chair was, we'll get married in 2 years," and I fell off the chair. So
that's a very beautiful story. And that's beautiful story. You got a beautiful baby and you have a daughter. How old is she now?
she's 14 years old.
14 years old.
Yes, she's 14,
Rambut
and
pun tebal macam you juga. Bibir Angelina Jolie-nya bibir.
Bibi Angelina. Funny. I'll let her know.
Bibir. Tik bibir. Beautiful. Wow, that's amazing. So, um, the I think it's just meant to be. It's fated. Do you met someone who gave you love and nurture you with love to give you the more confidence, and I can totally. I mean, that's really a beautiful story to hear. I was just mentioning about Dati Nora, yeah,
Yeah,
last
yeah,
week.
yeah,
So
yeah.
she didn't tell her husband about her having a palate after 15 years married.
Wow. Okay, okay.
And then she said after she tell, the husband said, "You think I don't know?" So I
Yeah.
guess their husband, him being there and showing you give that confidence. That's awesome.
Yeah, and my
That's
husband
awesome.
didn't know about my leg operation until after we got married. Yeah. So
Ah,
I didn't tell, but after that then I told. But as I said, I think after meeting him, I think also discovering myself, learning to love myself more.
mm,
I really pushed a lot of boundaries, I guess. Yeah.
by pushing your boundaries.
Yes, I really
So,
pushed my boundaries. Yeah.
so that means you start getting into a positive mode already from then on.
Absolutely, absolutely. Because I just felt that, like growing up being hated, right? And then suddenly you get unconditional love, and then go and do whatever it is, just go and do it, just do it. And obviously I come from an environment of working in an environment where we just do it as well. So I kept pushing my boundaries, and I think I've done even more challenging work. Yeah, after marriage, I think I've done in even more challenging environment. That's how you see I put there conflict, managing conflict, and resolution expert. So these are all things that I never thought that I can do before. But
Right.
so even now when I speak to him, when I tell him, "Oh my God, I have to do this," he say, "Yeah, just do it. You can." You know, this how he
Yeah.
gives his confidence, lah. But yeah.
So after going through all the experiences, finally you learn to love yourself. Finally you learn to accept who you are and be the best version of you. Yeah. And become a Pocahontas.
So
Right?
this is one of the. This is in 2016. This is the first time in my life I dressed up for an annual dinner. I was the chairperson for the organizer for the event, and
Hmm.
I needed to showcase that I dare enough to dress for the event and do what's necessary. So I put myself out there. I was already 2016 dah kahwin pun kan. So yeah,
Ah.
already married, nothing to lose. So you know what? I went up there. So what I can say is don't hold yourself. I guess I held myself for a very long time because I wanted people to accept me. Okay,
Yeah.
accept me, or be the best version they want. No, forget about other people. Be the best version of yourself for you. And for me, every day, this is what I try to do for myself lah. Of course, there are days I get a bit especially when I lost my job and all last year. Of course, I didn't go through a very good time, but
Yeah.
I know that when I turn around, I see my daughter, and we are trying to be a source of motivation for others. If we don't
Yeah.
even motivate ourselves with our own sentences, so whenever I nasihat her, whenever I guide her, I listen to my advice because
Mm.
only then I know that I'm going to do it. Yeah,
Yeah. Of
it's not an
course.
easy journey. Yeah.
It's not. So, of course, when you lost your job last year, how did you manage to turn it around? You were, of course, down, feeling down a little bit at first, but how do you manage to the downtime, changing of the
Um,
moods?
okay, so I was let go in May, and I think the first thing I did was, of course, feel sad, feel sorry for me. Yeah, feel sad, feel sorry. After 26 years, I'm being let go. Being a senior and all. I say, okay, what do I do? I wasn't sure. First of all, I wanted to apply for a job. Look for a job first, but I wasn't able to get a job at that time because it was new. Pandemic is so new at that time. So what I did was I met Amin online. Amin from Popcorn. I know Amin more than 10 years. How I know because he was actually doing one of our team buildings in my old company, and
Right.
he was very very unique the way he did team building, and I liked it. So when we reconnected on Facebook, he said, "Why don't you come over? We can come for a session. We can talk." So I attended one of his sessions, and then I wasn't sure. I thought LinkedIn was the job platform, right? So and just to let you know, before last year, I don't have social media, nothing.
Ah, okay.
Don't even have Instagram account. No.
Oh, okay, okay.
Okay. And then I met Amin, and then I joined his. No, I met him, and then he told me, "What do you want to do?" I told him I don't know. Yeah, which is true. I didn't know. I wasn't sure what to do. Then he said, "Oh, with your years, there's a lot of things you can do." I said, I guess maybe because I just lost my job, no confidence. So I thought, I don't know, maybe I find another job for another 26 years, lah, right?
Yeah.
And I started on the journey with LinkedIn, with Popcorn, met Nina, met all of you. Yeah. And I kept on going, learning from zero, learning everything from zero. That was my first
Yeah.
session with Amin and Nina. And I haven't turned back. Actually, counting today, it's 1 year since I'm with them. They have really, really I've grown from where I used to be to now having a social media presence, a platform where I really, yeah, and you can see I'm sharing a lot of things over there. Yeah, so I guess where do I see myself? I think uh, moving so far, I think I still want to be the same person. I am who I am. Yeah, these are all my teams. And I work well with people. I know it sounds crazy. After 26 years, I tell you that I work very well with people now. And I guess that's something that I'm going to be continuing, serving the people, helping people. I guess growing up taught me that how people can treat you badly. Okay, so my message and what I do is that I want to do better in a way that I can help people, and I can also
Alamak, is it me hanging or what? Oh, okay. Check this.
Hi,
Are you
are you
there?
there? Yeah, yeah,
Ah,
I'm here. I'm here.
is it
Sorry,
me stuck or
not
you
sure what
stuck?
happened. I don't know. Both of us was going around. Um,
So
so I
yeah, you're okay.
yeah.
Maybe you can share a bit of this People Synergy Asia, why you started it. This is you founded this company, yeah?
Yeah, I started the same time. I joined Popcorn second week of July, right? And I
Mm.
started this
Yeah.
company on 1st of August last year. Immediately. Yeah.
Oh,
First thing I
wow.
did, the first thing, and I told Amin, I'm listening. I'm going to start, and what I've done. So I've been engaged. I'm a mentor on the Malaysian HRFB forum where I actually help mentoring people. But at the same time, for the past 3 years, I've been actually helping a lot of HR practitioners on WhatsApp and Telegram. I've been doing that as
Ah,
well. So there's a lot of it's just something that I feel that I can do. I can offer help because there is a certain challenges that HR practitioners are facing. So and I guess that is something that I know how to do well lah. Yeah. So
so what is what inspired you to do that, to start this company? What did you
uh,
want to help people with?
I wanted to help startup businesses and SMEs, focusing on that, and also helping HR practitioners who are within the less than 10 years who are struggling because, as I said, new startups are struggling. Maybe they don't have a HR department, yeah, and they
Yes.
might not have might have problems. And
Yeah.
HR practitioners is basically understanding the law because nobody wants to read the IR Act, nobody wants to read the Employment Act, and we have to read. Our
Yeah.
time, we have no choice. We have to read and understand.
Right.
So,
Right.
and especially disciplinary. So these were my focus to see how I can support them.
Ah, so and then you got a job this year, right? Tell us about that.
Well,
How did you get from no job, going to relearning yourself, repositioning yourself, doing your own consulting company, and then getting a job? So how did you get that
well,
in a
I
MNC company, right? Yeah.
yes, it's actually one of the top 10 multinationals that is, as they call it, the best multinational companies in the world. Lah. Yeah. Um,
Woohoo.
what I can say is I got the job through LinkedIn. Okay. They saw my work, meaning they read my materials, whatever I post, and that's how they got to know me. And then they hired me. I actually went through quite a number of sessions with them, local and regional. And I was officially hired on Women's International Day this year, March 8th.
Wow! Yay! Bravo! Wow! How you managed to turn it around by just sharing yourself to the world.
Yeah, I was
Everyone has. You
being
guys got to read Tila's. Please connect with her, and let me share with you. Connect with her on LinkedIn and read all her posts. Okay, I'll read all her posts. This is Thila's LinkedIn. Yeah, just look for her, Thila Suppiah. on LinkedIn and connect with her, and you can read all her posts. I remember one post, and I was like, "Wow, Dari Minani Tera." That was like, "I am fat, so what?" I was
Yeah.
like, "Wow." you know, you see, from the time that you tell myself what you go through as a child to who you are, the confidence, living the vivacious you, the way you are today, so it's really a turnaround. you know I think what you've done is so amazing, and what you've shared today with my deepest heart, Lakila, thank you for opening up to me and being vulnerable. And I hope so many teenagers or other people, not just teenagers, anyone listening here, know that we can love ourselves just the way we are, right? Maybe you can just share with us maybe a message to the 14, 15-year-old Tila. What would you say to her?
Uh, First of all, thank you so much, Liz. And I think when you approached me, I was very happy that when you said that I'm not going to talk about HR and talk about me. I know I brought out certain things that nobody knows. I think the only person who knows about the situation was my brother and my sister. Yeah, if they are watching, I'm sorry. I brought out certain things. Yeah, but you know what? As I said, I'm keeping it real, right? So I'm sharing it as it is. Yeah. Um, if I were to advise the 14-year-old who decided to take her life, right? I would have told her, don't stop, stop. Don't think of the situation now. Think rationally. Okay. Think for yourself where you see yourself. Okay. This easy to take life, but remember when you're leaving, you're also leaving other people suffering because of you, right? So I always tell, stop, think first what you're doing. Is it right? Is it something you will be proud of or you'll be ashamed of? So this is what I would have, told myself. Yeah.
I think that will be the same message you would tell to your daughter too, right?
I did a very different way of bringing her up. I didn't use any of the tactic that was taught to me.
Yeah.
I no. So she's very confident. She's very focused. She knows what she wants. She's very clear, and about self love. It's normal, right? As they grow, they'll have teenage problems. So whenever there is anything, I think as a parent, as a mother, I need to be her supporter. I need to be her friend. I need to be the listening ear for her. Yeah, there are times where we have problems also. Normal lah, teenagers, right? But I think there's always a nurturing side that we need to nurture, because if we also, you know, are negative towards, where can they go?
Yeah.
And yeah, so yeah.
Thank you, Tila. Any last message to our audience? Whoever went through similar experience to you, what is your last message to them? You know, um, if they're being different, I'm sure everyone have their stories. What's your message to them?
You are enough. I won't even say you're good enough. I will say you are enough. Always remember that you are enough. This is coming from somebody who has gone through a lot of. I never expect this today, but I'm sharing with you all the other side of Tila that you don't see. But all of you are special, all of you are loved, and all of you are enough. Yeah. So that's my message, Liz. Thank you so much.
Bravo. Thank you so much, Tila. I learned so much about you today. Seeing you, the brave you, the courageous you, the amazing you, the mother you are. And, I mean, I think your daughter will be very proud of you. Your husband is very proud of you. And I'm sure you'll be proud of yourself also, of who you are today. And you know, and I really wish you all the best. And again, everyone, thank you for watching tonight. We have come to the end of the show. If you really want to connect with Thila, just connect with her at LinkedIn, and follow my YouTube, Mamaliez, yeah, and connect with me to LinkedIn as well, Thila Suppiah. And thank you for joining us tonight at Behind Closed Door, Mamaliez, and hope to see you guys tomorrow at 4 p.m. It's a very important topic. I think also Itila will understand everyone goes through depression. I think you and have gone through that so during your childhood as well. Everyone goes through it. Yeah. Then we need to tomorrow. Dr. Nina will share with us what we need to know about depression. I went through it too. And I think that's why I think mental health is very, very important. Very important in every aspect of our life, including at work or at home. It's applicable everywhere. Yeah. So have a good night, everyone, and thank you again for joining us, Tila.
Thank
Love you
you.
guys.
Take care.
Thank
Bye
you. Good
bye.
night. Bye
Good
bye.
night.